when Anthony Joshua defeats Alexander Usyk in their rematch, which is scheduled for August 20th, he intends to dash the unified titles that are currently in Usyk's possession, the same titles that he lost against Usyk. It's interesting to hear him say something like that, because the whole idea is to become the champion, undisputed, if memory serves correct. And this was something that Joshua wanted even when Tyson Fury beckoned. Let's talk about this a little further. According to a story that was out earlier today, Boxing News 24, Anthony Joshua says he'll dash, meaning throw away, the 3 titles he wins off IBF, WBA, WBO heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk when they find themselves in the ring for their rematch this coming August 20th. It's very interesting to hear Joshua speak like that, because there was a time when he took a little bit of pride in ownership of those titles. But seeing that he has lost them twice in the past 4 years, maybe it's becoming crystal clear to Joshua that he may not be whom he thought himself to be, or believed to be told by the people who are closest to him. Interestingly, this doesn't sound like someone who is hell-bent on redemption or trying to come back and place himself in a more favorable position to be respected, revered, and even noteworthy of challenge. So what does that say about a man who hasn't even corrected anything as of yet? The fight has yet to happen. So if he is planning to possibly do away with the titles, is it that important that he get them back? I've always maintained that this man gives the impression of being a mental midget in a sport where mental strength is very important. You cannot compete at the highest levels of this sport being someone who is uncertain of your own ability, capability. You have to have fortitude. You have to have gumption. You have to have inspiration, desire, and fire in the furnace in order to cook in championship caliber circumstances. Now, Alexander Usyk, who is 19-0 with 13 KOs, has proven himself over the duration of his career, both amateur and professional, that he's a winner. Winners often prove themselves through trial over and again. They may even get sidetracked. They may have a setback, but to come back and persevere and to place themselves in the position to achieve success is the thing that they're earmarked by. This is something that is lacking on the dossier of Anthony Joshua. It's something that the handlers, the promoters and managers, they can't will that for you. They can't make that happen for you. It is a quality that is born within the fighter himself. So what are we looking at here? The article goes on to say, Joshua has stated that he wants people to respect him as a person. And the best way to achieve that is not to hold on to the 3 titles that he hopes to win from unified champion Usyk in their rematch. AJ's need to be validated, the article goes on to say, by boxing fans for the person he is rather than his belts suggests that he's insecure and needy. Not my words, the words of the author of this article. In other words, there's an empty void in Joshua's mind that needs to be fulfilled by adoration of him that runs apart from his world titles. His world titles? He's not the champion anymore. Usyk is. And that's something that needs to be made clear. What his intents to do with the belts when he wins them back, according to him. But he has to win them back first. This is no more to me, people, than fuel for the furnace of Alexander Usyk. Proven that this man is unconfident. Proven that this man is uncertain and doubtful. All that needs to happen now is for Usyk to go in there and repeat what he did the first time around. And that is to have the outcome be victorious for himself. People don't understand. This works in a different type of way. The sport for a fighter is so much a percentage of mental, anywhere between 80 to 90+% mental. The physical aspect of it all, you have to understand, as so goes the mind, the body will follow. If you've gotten yourself into physical condition, the mind has to be conditioned to persevere and to achieve and be successful. Does that sound like something that Joshua is at this time? I don't think so. This is quite questionable. And remember, this comes from him. He gives these interviews. He speaks these words. And people are able to jot it down, record it, and say, hey, this is a point of reference. This is why we feel X, Y, Z. Now, he'll come back at another time and try to say, well, I was misunderstood. There's no misunderstanding here, people. Think about it. What AJ is doing, it's like whistling in the graveyard. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. All the while, knees are clicking and shaking from nervous energy. The article goes on to say, after all the talk Joshua, who's 32, has done over the years about wanting to become the undisputed champion, did I not just speak of that? it seems peculiar that he would vacate his belts when he's at the precipice of achieving that long-standing goal. Or was it ever truly his goal, people? You have to see through the veil, huh? Some would argue that Joshua, who's now 24-2 with 22 KOs, wants to ditch the 3 belts so that he doesn't have to fight WBC champion Tyson Fury for the undisputed championship. Quote, this big Anthony Joshua wins and becomes 3-time. I'm going to dash these belts because you got to learn to respect me as a person. Quote that. I don't want to be respected because of belts. I want to be respected because of the man you see. Unquote, said Anthony Joshua to JD Sports. Such foolishness from this man. Such foolishness, people. You have to wonder, it says, about Joshua's desire to keep fighting. The way he's talking, it appears he's money focused at this point and no longer cares about winning belts. Isn't that some of the similar rhetoric that we heard coming from Ryan Garcia, who has yet to achieve anything on a class level in the sport of boxing? Avoiding the men whom he could really prove his mettle against, but constantly using the names of those contemporaries so that he may stay relevant. But that lasts only so long with the public, because if you're not getting in the ring with them, it doesn't mean anything. And it's like the boy who cried wolf. You can continue that for a duration, and then people will begin to tune you out. Joshua has done the same. He has no other choice but to fight Usyk because of the way he was embarrassed by him last September, the article states. If not for that, Joshua would likely swerve Usyk, mean not fight him at all, duck and run. And we've seen him exercise that in the past against the likes of Luis King Kong Ortiz, Deontay Wilder. There are fighters that you can face that will garner you more respect than anything that you have stated about you wanting people to respect you as a person, Anthony Joshua. You have to understand that only comes in the ring. It will not come by conversation. Never will it come by conversation. You have to do this on your own in the ring. And there are people who are chomping at the bit to take your place, because everyone doesn't have that sentiment, and few and far between in championship caliber fighting today have we seen fighters not want to test themselves, to really place themselves in a position of consideration for down the line legacy. What will be your legacy, Anthony Joshua? We have yet to see what it could be. But I guarantee you one thing: no one's gonna care when you don't either. Think about it. This is Stormybman. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about AJ and his rhetoric. Every time he opens his mouth, he seems to put more feet in it. You have to wonder what this young man really wants out of this sport. But I can tell you what the sport wants from him. Nada. Peace to everyone out there. Smash my like button. And until the next time we meet, everyone please remain safe.